Shuka vizuri Grace utaslide. Hebu turn. Hey. Welcome to Kajiado, the land of hope, the land I chose to have my new beginning in. Today marks the beginning of my 4th month in Kajiado. I moved to this space on the 1st of December 2024 and I have loved it since. When I moved to this space, I was looking for peace and basically a start over. And this has worked so well for me. It is so peaceful. However, it is important to note that it is quite a change from what I was used to in Syokimau. This was also just a bold statement to show that it is possible for one to start, and you can start from anywhere. Even when things are working so well for you, it's okay for you to start. Sometimes you don't have to start over when the universe forces you to start over. You can start over when you can anticipate a need for change in the future. So before the future brings in the change and forces you to make that change, you can go ahead and make it before it forces you to do so. When I moved here, the most ideal situation would be to rebuild the house to be what it was exactly in the previous location. But I figured that was a different location, that was a different site. It had different needs. This too is another different site that has its own unique needs. It does not make sense to replicate what you all have already seen just so I can avoid rebuilding this house. The lower container is our living room kitchen, and the top container is our bathroom, toilet, and bedroom. You can tell the only way for us to access the top container is by this ladder, because we are yet to rebuild the internal staircase. And I'll tell you why I haven't rebuilt that in a minute. There is a saying that says, whatever an adult sees sitting down, a child cannot see, even if they climbed the highest mountain. And just now, you will see what they saw when they made that saying. Shuka vizuri Grace utaslide. Hebu turn. Hey. She didn't believe me when I warned her, but let's thank God no one was injured. That was the sign I needed to know that I can't be doing this ladder thing on a daily basis. And from this day, I resorted not to go up the bedroom. That meant I had to come up with a new design, and this new design now dictates that the top container will have to be on the ground level but separate from the main house. This is also to encourage multiple units in this same space. I didn't have any roof to collect fresh water when it rains. We started working on a garage, and at the same time, we also started working on the pillars. So when we do pillars, usually what we do is first we dig up the space where the pillars are after measuring. Then we put in, could be wire mesh if your containers are not going too high, but if they're going probably 2 or 3 floors, you might want to use the D8, D10s, and D12s depending on how your soil is. Then we cover all that with, I call this shutter. Tunaingia ngapi chini?
Tunaingia mpaka tupate maram.
Hiyo ni futi ngapi?
Kama futi mbili.
To help retain the mixture, the concrete mixture that makes the pillars. We had all the materials on site, so these pillars took just one day to dig, set up, and pour in the concrete mixture. But usually this process takes at least 3 days. 3 days to 7 days for it to be complete. Then you give it another 1 week for it to cure. After the 7 days, I organized transport. The transporters got here a little late, but they were able to shift the container from where it was now to its new location. In the initial design, the kitchen area had a skylight, and that was the only window we had to allow in natural lighting. But with the move, that space now became open and needed to be closed up. Some of the unwritten rules of living off grid is being self sufficient, not only in food and other things, but also in the general maintenance of your space. Sometimes it's difficult to get fundis to come to your place to make changes, especially when the problem left unresolved would lead to more damage. In this case, if I did not repair this roof, when it rained, then I was guaranteed of flooding the kitchen, and that would mean my cabinets will have to be redone. I already have a bit of water damage in the cabinets because before I decided to repair this roof, it had rained the previous night. And that was not damage for one rain. I noticed I also had a little bit of leakage with the skylight, and it had a little bit of damage on the cabinets, damage that I'm seeing now. But thank God I did the kitchen cabinets by myself. When it's time for them to be redone, I would easily do it. But for now, I don't wish to work on them because I'm not yet sure what I want this container to be at the end of the day. I layered the mabati to reduce the chances of it leaking because I still do not know what to do with this container. And I did not do a really good job, but whatever I have done will serve the purpose. And the purpose in this case is one, security, two, protection from the strong winds we experience here, and three, leakages when it rains. And I think I've been able to achieve that. Dropping this container has also provided a bit of privacy, something that I'll be working on next.